radiant goddess butterfly, that sounds like a girl spirit just by hearing it. You've been lying to me all this time. Wang Dong'er also sighs helplessly, there's no other way. Xiao Xiao, don't say that, I'm actually starting to doubt myself. You say, I shouldn't be an idiot, right? As a normal girl, why would I insist on cross-dressing? And why is it such a coincidence that I'm in the same dormitory as Huo Yuhao? Plus, I have a butterfly spirit and a clear sky hammer spirit. How on earth do I have any connection to Huo Yuhao's spirit, ice spirit and ice scorpion spirit? How could we have 4 martial soul fusion skills for no reason? I didn't think it was strange before, but the more I think about it now, the stranger it gets. I haven't known Huo Yuhao long, and we had a martial soul fusion skill without much tacit understanding. This, sigh. Wang Dong'er says this, looking very pained. Xiao Xiao hears this and also realizes the severity of the situation. She murmurs. What you said makes sense. This clearly looks like the result of being designed. Are you really the daughter of the sea god N.A.N from 10,000 years ago? Really, I watched the critique about myself yesterday, Wang Dong'er says. Ah, then why does your father treat you like this? Xiao Xiao is even more puzzled. Wang Dong'er shakes her head and says, how would I know? I don't even feel like I'm his daughter, I'm just a part of his daughter. Sigh, I still need to explain it to you in detail. In any case, I don't acknowledge this Tang-san. In the future, I might need your support so I can have an independent future. No matter what, Dong'er, I will keep your secret and I will help you. Xiao Xiao laughs softly. The two can only continue to watch the light screen first. Inside the light screen, Tang-san's utilization of his own daughter, I think, should be obvious to anyone with a brain. And similarly, the unscrupulous nature of Tang-san's utilization of his daughter is even more appalling. Didn't the previous critique of Tang Wedong mention that Tang Wedong has 3 or 4 identities, using one daughter as several people? But in reality, if we look at these 3 or 4 identities of Tang Wedong from Tang-san's perspective, from the perspective of an outsider, isn't there an obvious problem? First, Wang Dong'er is a product of Tang Wedong's memory seal, yet she has an independent personality and thoughts. Secondly, as the auspicious beast of the spirit beast world, how could Wang Chuer have a trace of Tang Wedong's divine sense? It's called divine sense, but in reality, it is already an independent personality and thought. For a god, divine sense is a manifestation of soul power, a manifestation of mental force. If you split the divine sense, doesn't that mean the spirit is split? If the spirit is split, doesn't that mean the soul is split? Spirit is the key to the soul, no one doubts that, right? There is hardly any world that defines spirit and soul as 2 separate things, right? Unless we are talking about abstract spirit, like, fighting spirit, or, enterprising spirit, not that kind of spirit, but the spirit in schizophrenia, or, mental illness. Isn't this equivalent to the soul? In order to successfully seduce and torture Huo Yuhao across multiple dimensions, Tang-san was actually able to split his own biological daughter into schizophrenia. To be able to tear his own daughter's soul into 2 parts just to torture Huo Yuhao and facilitate controlling him in the future. As a father, I can only say that this is even more ruthless and extreme than Tang Hao. Chapter 167, Tearing Apart the Daughter's Soul. Tang Wedong is purely a tool. Du Guyan, that is indeed the logic. We could already confirm before that it was this Tang-san who split his own daughter. Bing Bing is polite, right? When commenting on Tang Wedong back then, we could already guess it. Bing Bing is polite now, this light screen confirms it. Isn't this just tearing his own daughter in half and turning her into 2 other women? Bing Bing is polite only to fuse his daughter back together later. Does he really think people are Play-Doh? Bibi Dong, I once thought that because of Jian Zunji, I had already treated Jian Runshui badly enough. I ignored her and never raised her. Bibi Dong, however, with Tang Hao as a foil, and Tang San as a foil, they have practically made me out to be a kind mother. Bibi Dong, from this, it is evident that what this Tang San has done is truly terrifying. I am an orphan, bullshit. You aren't any better, you aren't fit to be a mother either. Goddess of Light, is Wang Dong'er really that miserable? Was it true that she only had half a soul? Goddess of Light, if that's the case, is there any chance for Wang Dong'er to become completely independent and become another person? Auspicious snow in the forest, damn Tang San. This young miss, will not let you off. Du Guyan, there are plenty of people who want to kill Tang San. Remember to line up, don't be so impatient. Love eating carrots, sigh. Tang San, could it be that you are really capable of doing such a thing to your own daughter? Love eating carrots, even if you don't care about your daughter's life or death, do you not care about how I will feel in the future? Goddess of Light, you, who are you? Can you even live until 10,000 years later? Which era are you from? Love eating carrots, sigh. Bibi Dong, Tang San's wife, is going to be furious, this is interesting. Calm and composed, I can only say that Tang San is indeed detested by both men and gods. Duoluo 2 era. Shrek Academy. Wang Donger and Xiao Xiao were looking at the light screen, both touching their chins, feeling a little confused. Wang Donger murmured, "This love-eating carrots seems to have a deep relationship with Tang-san. But she doesn't say who she is. Xiao Xiao, do you think it's possible she's someone from Tang-san's side?" Xiao Xiao pondered, then analyzed, that shouldn't be possible. The way this person speaks also reveals her disappointment with Tang-san. Perhaps she was originally related to Tang-san, but after learning the truth, she became someone who loathes him. That does seem to be the case. But regardless, if anyone dares to stop me from dealing with Tang-san, I will kill them without hesitation in the future. Wang Donger snorted. Now I know, it turns out I was only a half-finished product. I only have a portion of a soul. No wonder my childhood memories were quite blurry. This must be a side effect. So I must not become Tang Wedong. Once I become Tang Wedong, I will truly die. Xiao Xiao, you must help me. When the time comes, find a way to achieve divinity as well. We will break into the God realm together and destroy Tang-san. Xiao Xiao thought for a moment and said thoughtfully, can I achieve divinity too? Forget it, let's see first. Anyway, Donger, I will help you. Bottom of the Lake of Life. The auspicious beast's originally calm mood was ignited once again. Just thinking about how she would become that so-called Wang Chuer in the future made her feel disgusted. The auspicious beast said angrily. It's a pity, for the past 2 months I haven't known how to bring this up to Uncle N.A.N and the Lord. What if I speak up and cause them to act rashly, exposing ourselves? But this Tang-san must be eliminated. To actually tear his own daughter in half and stuff it into my soul. This beast, I could never be your daughter. I am who I am. I am the three-eyed golden lion, the auspicious beast of the spirit beast world. If it really comes to it, I will try to see if I can locate this Tang-san through fate. The auspicious beast sighed, she could only try this. After finding the location, she would immediately have Uncle N.A.N make a move. If they were careful, they shouldn't be noticed by the divinity in the sky. 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School. The more Xiao Wu watched the light screen, the more disappointed she was in Tang-san. She was even somewhat disappointed in her future self. Xiao Wu sighed, if I also become a divinity in the future, how could I not know that Tang-san split his daughter and sent her to the lower realm? Even if I didn't know at first, the daughter would have stayed in the lower realm for at least several years, or even more than a decade, right? For the God realm, that would be at least 10 days or so. How could I not have noticed? This can only mean that my future self has completely lost her sense of self and could not possibly defy Tang-san in the slightest. Speaking of this, even Ning Rongrong and Zuqing beside her realized it. It was indeed that logic. The two women also sighed with emotion. Zuqing stroked Xiao Wu and said, so, this is the reason why we left Tang-san and his group. Xiao Wu, it's okay. We won't have any contact with Tang-san and the others now. In the future, we will be independent and strong. Even if we look for a man, we can find one thousands of times better than Tang-san. Xiao Wu nodded, looking at the light screen with a hint of sorrow. In the light screen. The sharp criticism continued. As mentioned earlier, why Wang Donger would want to disguise herself as a man for no reason, it is very likely a subconscious implantation by Tang-san. This kind of subconscious implantation is almost no different from brainwashing, just more subtle. And this kind of approach is not just something Tang-san has shown in one place. After Tang Wedong turned into Wang Donger and went to Shrek Academy, she showed great disgust and rejection towards the existence of spirit tools. The so-called spirit tool already existed in the Duoluo era. For example, the storage spirit tool used by Tang-san is a type of spirit tool. And the spirit tools mentioned later were brought by the Sun-Moon Empire, mainly related to combat, and most of them were weapon-type spirit tools. The Sun-Moon Empire's spirit tool technology was very advanced. Because of this, 4,000 years ago, the Sun-Moon Empire almost ruled the entire Duoluo continent. Since it is known that the spirit tool is the future of development, Shrek Academy cannot avoid learning such things. Even as the protagonist, Huo Yuhao, focused on learning it later and was able to become a master of spirit tools. However, it was precisely at Shrek Academy, where the whole world and even Wang Donger's men all advocated for spirit tools and were learning them, that Wang Donger showed disgust towards spirit tools instead. Is this normal? Of course, this is not normal. Because Wang Donger herself once said that she didn't know why she hated spirit tools for no reason. Even though she couldn't explain why, she naturally loathed them. Naturally, this is another backward ideology implanted by our Lord Tang-san into his daughter. Because Tang-san used hidden weapons in the past, and hidden weapons were already outdated in front of spirit tools, Tang-san was naturally unconvinced. So even if he knew that spirit tools were a more advanced technology, he was still unwilling to let his daughter come into contact with them, even if it meant dragging down his daughter's development, he didn't care. Chapter 168, Tang-san brainwashes Wang Dong'er, interfering even with his daughter's likes and dislikes. Just like that, what is the difference between Tang-san and those so-called stubborn old fogies? Just because the new technology surpassed his old technology, even if the new technology's effects are better, he still forces his own biological daughter to reject the new technology, regardless of her future and development. Put this in modern society, and how is it any different from those parents who think AI and the internet are useless and won't let their children come into contact with them? And it is not just about not letting her touch it. He did not just say it, he actually implanted consciousness into his own daughter, brainwashing her to control her. If Wang Dong'er had a poor family background and was stuck with a father like this, she would never be able to turn her life around. So, Tang-san does not just have problems with affection, in terms of education, he cannot find a single redeeming quality. Song Yi felt that what he said was perfectly fine. Spirit tools were an inevitable development of the era, yet he would not even allow his own daughter to come into contact with them. This point, in terms of education, was a complete drag. The female characters listened and nodded, feeling that there was absolutely nothing wrong with that assessment. Goddess of Light, damn, no wonder I, Wang Dong'er, despise spirit tools so much. And I could not even state a reason. Goddess of Light, so that was the reason in the end. That is right, otherwise why would I despise spirit tools for no reason? Shout, that is right, that is right. Even though spirit tools are a better technology from the Sun-Moon continent, it cannot be helped, this is the future development trend. Shout, in the current Shrek Academy, even the Dean and the others, who are Limit Duluo, have to acknowledge the power of spirit tools. BB Dong, even Limit Duluo acknowledge it, it seems this thing is indeed not bad. BB Dong, I once thought about it too. Ordinary tool spirit masters have their own spirits as weapons, which can be used. BB Dong, but for many beast spirit masters, if they could have one more powerful weapon, their own combat power could definitely be raised to another level. BB Dong, so the subsequent development was spirit tools. Good, I shall have to study it. Calm and composed, if that is the case, then this spirit tool is indeed a trend. So Tang-san just will not let his daughter touch new technology because of his own hidden weapons, right? Du Guyan, a father like this is bound to cause problems in raising his children, it is too disgusting. Bing is polite. If I have children in the future, and there is new technology in the era, I would definitely want my children to quickly come into contact with better things. Otherwise, what if they cannot keep up with the times? Bing is polite. Tang-san is just relying on being the old ancestor of Duluo hidden weapons and being a god king to reject new technology. Tang sect master, how could it be like this? The Tang-san old ancestor who led new technology back then, would actually reject new technology. Duluo 2 era, Shrek Academy. Tanya looked at the commentary on the light screen and felt a bit weary. The words said on the light screen were plausible and did not seem fake. Moreover, the people connected to it all seemed to believe it. Watching it, Tanya felt a sense of disappointment. Back then, Tang-san old ancestor relied on hidden weapons that were ahead of the era, to establish the Tang sect and gain a firm foothold. How is it that for Tang-san old ancestor, only 20-some years have passed in the god realm? And he is already so repulsed by stronger and better new technology. If it were not for the fact that I do not know how to use spirit tools, I would not have brought the Tang sect to this state. Tanya shook her head helplessly, feeling quite uncomfortable. I hope what this light screen says is fake. Would Tang-san old ancestor really, because of such a reason, not let his own daughter come into contact with new technology? Duluo 2 era, Shrek Academy. Wang Dong'er clenched her fists tightly, grinding her teeth as she cursed. You damn Tang-san. Good grief, so that is why I despise spirit tools. I clearly had not even come into contact with them, yet I just hated spirit tools. It turns out he planted a suggestion in me, affecting my thoughts. No way, the more that animal Tang-san makes me stay away from spirit tools, the more it shows that spirit tools are useful. From now on, even if I have to force myself, I must learn spirit tools. Maybe, using spirit tools can even assist in dealing with that animal Tang-san. Xiao nodded as she listened, she was quite interested in spirit tools. The two of them continued to watch the light screen while cursing. In the light screen. In short, Tang-san's education of his daughter is simply not presentable. As an old thing from the old era, he also rejects the technology of the new era. It is hard to talk about such a remnant of the old days. And why did Tang-san become a remnant of the old days? Honestly, it is just because he has status and does not want others to shake his position in the future. The existence of spirit tools also caused the decline of the Tang sect. This is the manifestation of shaking his position, so Tang San despises spirit tools. Even Tang San's control of Huo Yuhao is actually to protect his own status. He wants to monopolize the things of the future. He wants to control the potential of the future as well, to prevent others from having the chance to surpass him or deal with him. This point can also be seen from the Ice and Fire Yin-Yang well. Back in the Duluoai era, the Ice and Fire Yin-Yang well was Du Gubo's family foundation, and Tang San detoxified Du Gubo and his granddaughter. He just took all the immortal herbs from the entire Ice and Fire Yin-Yang well. Fine, you took them, so be it. At worst, as Du Gubo said, he let you take the immortal herbs. But Du Gubo only let you take the immortal herbs, he did not let you occupy the entire Ice and Fire Yin-Yang well and make it your private property, did he? As mentioned before, Huo Yuhao went to the Ice and Fire Yin-Yang well to pick medicine. In reality, why could Huo Yuhao go there directly? Because 10,000 years later, the Ice and Fire Yin-Yang well became the private property of Shrek Academy. This medicinal garden was no longer the Dugu family's. This piece of land, this entire medicinal garden, was completely occupied. Did Du Gubo agree to it? Du Gubo only said to let you take the immortal herbs, he did not say to give you the land, right? It is equivalent to someone buying a house, and being too lazy to live in it, so they let you live in it. In the end, you just occupied their house directly. What do you call this? This is called devouring the family's legacy. Is this something a human can do? Does he still have any conscience, any morality at all? This is also a form of monopoly by Tang San, so that good things are not left to outsiders, not left to others. So even if this thing is not his, he has to snatch it first to monopolize and occupy it, keeping it under his own control. So, saying Tang San is a remnant of the old days, a survivor of the old era, from this perspective, is also completely correct. Chapter 169, Occupying the Ice and Fire Yin-Yang well. Du Gubo can't keep his coffin lid down. Du Guyan, damn, he actually occupied it, such a huge Ice and Fire Yin-Yang well. Du Guyan back then, oh wait, Du Gubo, only let that bastard Tang San take some immortal herbs. Du Guyan, he was greedy enough already. He had already taken all the original immortal herbs. Du Guyan, even so, he wanted to occupy the entire piece of land directly. And leave it to his Shrek Academy. Du Guyan, Tang San, you lowlife, you really are insatiable. Did Du Gubo ever say he would give you the whole piece of land? Bing Bing is polite, he really didn't. At least, I've never heard.